Hello guys, and welcome back to Earl Sports Bets. I'm Timothy Earl, and today we're going to be breaking down this 3-game Counter-Strike slate for March 26th, 2021. Day 2 of Group D for the ESL Pro League. And we had an interesting day yesterday. We got a sweep from Virtus Pro over Endpoint. We expected that one. We got actually a sweep out of Liquid over Fnatic. I was expecting that one to go 3, but hey, I'm definitely cool with that. And then we had Evil Geniuses beating Astralis, which we'll get into that in a minute and my concerns about that. But before we jump into today's slate, let's go ahead and look back at yesterday's, which is this one. Yep, this was the lineup I ran. I ran Naf as my captain, with Elise and Fallen. Elise did not have as good as a game as I was hoping. I had Yakinda and Buster. Didn't have Jam time. Did not have him. I also had Zipex, which ended up not being a good play. But we still cashed. We still min-moneyed, so that's at least halfway decent. And then we'll go ahead and look at the top one, which 2 people tied up at the top today. They had Jame Time as their captain, which was the best scorer on the slate. I believe he scored 88 points. Don't really know exactly. 84.5. There it is. But solid day out of him. The guy also had Breeze from EG, so he got the upset going. Naf and Fallen, solid picks there. And then Yakinda and Buster. I had 1, 2, 3 out of those guys, and then Naf is my captain. So overall, solid day, but not going to complain. Profitable, so good there. If anybody had that Evil Geniuses plus 300 bet, cash that one, but I know I didn't. But we'll go ahead and jump into today's slate. Before I do that, if you guys aren't new to the channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. We're coming out with Counter-Strike videos every single day throughout the ESL Pro League, along with any other major tournaments coming up, DreamHack, any Blast tournaments, any majors, all that good stuff. I'll have Counter-Strike videos up for. Obviously, for the slates like Sweet Snow with the big teams, I'm not going to bother with because I don't study those teams as much. I don't know as much about them, so I'm not going to give you guys information that I don't back up myself. So if you guys are new, subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We come out with at least 4 videos a day right now. CS, NBA, NHL, college basketball is going to come back Saturday for the Sweet 16. And then eventually we're going to have baseball every single day. So just subscribe, stay with us. We're going to give out a bunch of good picks, hopefully every single day. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the slate. We'll be breaking down the numbers for each of these games, along with some of the DraftKings players in the slate for that to help with anybody who is playing DFS for it. First game we're going to be looking at is Fnatic versus Endpoint. We'll go ahead and look at it here. Endpoint, we saw them. We saw both these teams. Hit the desk. We saw both these teams get swept. Endpoint got swept by Virtus Pro. Fnatic got swept by Liquid, and I expected it. I didn't expect either of these teams to win their games. Endpoint is going to be the punching bag of the group. If they win a game, maybe against Evil Geniuses would be the only true competition. I think that. The only team that they would have a shot against. I'm backing Fnatic in this matchup, even though Fnatic just came off of a 2-0 loss. I think these 2 teams are going to be the bottom 2 teams in the group. They're just not up to the standards that we would hope they would be. Endpoint comes from they're an England team, a British team, and they're just not to the standards of everybody else. Fnatic is still working with Chiquito and trying to work that in, and they're also not at the top tier level that they used to be, so just not really much from them. We'll go ahead and look at the Endpoint players first. Honestly, I think the pricing today is going to be soft enough to the point where we can get to it. I do like an underdog, so Endpoint's not going to be that dog that I'm going to go after. Crucial, $6,800 I think is all right. Flames, $6,400 I think is all right. It's just I don't really want to go after these guys. I think that Fnatic probably will sweep this series. If Endpoint wins a map, that's I'll be. It's not that I'll be surprised, but I'm not going to be expecting Endpoint to win much. Then looking at the Fnatic side, the only person I could see myself rostering is Crims. He had a big day today. Maybe going after Brolin if you want to have a pivot off of Crims. Other than that, do not roster Flushy. He does not play with the team anymore. They really should take him off. I don't know how many people had him today. I'm not going to go looking through all the lineups because chances are I won't find a lineup with Flusha in it. Chiquito is still working his way up. Not really going to be interested in him. Golden and JW never have positive performances. They're support players, and I'm not going to be interested in them. So Crims or Brolin would be the only two guys I'd be interested in. But other than that, I'm going to pretty much be fading that game. I'm not going to be too interested in either one of those teams. Taking Fnatic minus 212, yes, but you probably could take Fnatic at the minus 1.5 maps. I wonder if they can give me that. No, they're not giving me that. Let's look. Fnatic minus 1.5 maps at plus 132. I'd be alright with that. So maybe grabbing that one would be a decent option for it. Other than that, I'd probably, if you want to lay the minus 222, fine. Minus 1.5 maps is okay too. But let's go ahead and jump into the next game. Virtus Pro and Evil Geniuses, which is about the same betting odds. Minus 222 for VP. Evil Geniuses at plus 180. Evil Geniuses coming off of a big win. 3-mapper against Astralis. Was not expecting that whatsoever. I didn't even expect them to win a map, let alone the series. Obo looked quite solid. He had a very, very slow start. I know the first half was like 4 kills and 17 deaths or something in that nature. He ended up having a decent performance, nothing crazy. I mean, at $4,400, he probably could have been a good play. He was not part of the winning lineup. He only had 32 points, so I guess that makes sense. It's just not a spot that I would be interested in. I'm going to be backing Virtus Pro for this game, but we'll go ahead and look at the EG players first. Breeze had a fantastic game. It was kind of good to see Breeze have a good game. He's been one of the star players for Evil Geniuses along with Ethan before Ethan left. So it's good to see Breeze get back out there and actually do well. 71 points today. Quite nice. I would be very happy about that. Sarek, I believe, also had a decent day today. Yeah, 65 points from Sarek, who has been struggling mightily. So it's good to see him. Yeah, 39. Yeah, just a bunch of meh performances. Good to see him get a little bit of a good game out there. I know Tarek, Stan, and Obo didn't really have as good as games, but it's good to see that those two guys were performing good enough to get them through the Astralis game. So quite nice to see there. If anybody would be interested in this one, Breeze 7,800 is a solid play, and then maybe, as crazy as it sounds, Obo at $4,400. Even if Virtus Pro sweeps Evil Geniuses, if Obo has a 1.0 or better, could be a decent value play at $4,400 and allow you to pay up for some other options. On the Virtus Pro side, I like Yakinda again. Once again, he's pretty similar. He's a less aggressive version of Art from Furia. He's going to be your entry fragger. And he is one of the he's very good at what he does. He's good at making space. If we go and look at his logs, first kills from today's, no, that's IEM. But first kills, 29, 11, 20, 8. He's going to, well, not the 8, but that was only one game. But he's going to be putting in performances that would put him in the spot to get a bunch of opening kills, which at half a point each are going to help a lot. Jame is the AWPer, high floor, low ceiling, 100% a cash play. And then Buster at $7,200 is another solid choice. I proceed this one going 3 maps with Virtus Pro winning or Virtus Pro sweeping. But I am backing Virtus Pro for this one. I believe it's a minus 222. I know it's another minus 200 play, but maybe even taking them. I think I would rather take the Evil Geniuses plus 1.5 maps than the Virtus Pro minus 1.5. But going after Virtus Pro in that matchup. Final one on the slate is going to be one that we always look at. Always excited to see this matchup. Astralis taking on Team Liquid. A lot of history behind these two teams. Back when these two teams are the only ones to get Intel Grand Slams, and they did it around the same time. Both teams peaking in 2018, and I mean, the recent history has been all Astralis. I think Astralis has won their last 5 or 6 matchups against Team Liquid. Most recent one was in the global final? No. It was one of the last finals, and they played in the grand finals of that, and we saw Astralis sweep 3-0. But looking into these teams, and I may sound crazy to back this, I'm backing Team Liquid in this one. If we look at how each team has been playing lately, Astralis has not been playing well. If we go back and look at some of Astralis' logs, they lost to Evil Geniuses yesterday. They struggled. They had an early exit in IEM Katowice. They lost to Virtus Pro and Spirit in Katowice, which was very deterring. I think they got knocked out of their blast groups, and then they played an IEM final against Liquid. That's where it was, but it's not been pretty. On the flip side, Liquid has looked really well. They've made it through groups in their blast. They made it farther than Astralis and IEM Katowice. No, they did not make it out of blast. That's right. FaZe and Navi made it out of blast. And then they had their IEM Katowice against Astralis. Since then, they've made switches. They dropped Twist. They picked up Fallen. Grim's been playing pretty well. Elijah's back on his game. He wasn't on his game yesterday, but it's just... And Stewie is good. Okay, we'll go ahead and break down the players real quick, and then I'll really dig into it. Astralis players. Device, $9,800 is a hefty player to pay up for. And then Dupree at 9K. I mentioned that they were too expensive yesterday and they went off, so whatever. Glave, 7,600, way too expensive. As an IGL, no thank you. I'd rather go after Zipex and Magix at 66 and 58 if I was going after Astralis for value, but I think I'm back in Liquid in this game. And my favorite play, it was yesterday, the cheap one was Naf to go after. I'm going after Stewie. He's going to be a very contrarian play, $5,600. He has not been playing well lately, but he's no longer the IGL, which is going to free him open to be a very, very aggressive anti-smoke criminal like he was. Stewie's going to be a very, very solid choice. He's going to get a lot of opening frags, and he's going to be just set loose, and it's fantastic to see Stewie like this. At $5,600, I really like him. He's a 100% a GPP play. He can go off and have a 30 bomb with 12, 15 deaths, or he can go and have a 8 kill, 23 death game. He's a very, very GPP play, but I do really like Stewie 2K for tomorrow. Also, Fallen has been playing outstanding, and he's $4,600 tomorrow. I feel like these two guys are the best value plays on the slate, and then I want to go after Alicia getting $8,200. If Liquid wins, these guys are going to be big, and Astralis is the big name, and everybody's going to go after them, and they're going to be heavy owned. Liquid should be pretty low owned, and I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up that Centurion play and go after Team Liquid for tomorrow's game against Astralis. Crazy pick, maybe, but that's where I'm going with that one. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. I know I dive in deep into these a lot more than I do other stuff. I've been studying this a lot, and doing Counter-Strike is I started doing it in the beginning of quarantine just as like the video games, whatever. And then I really got into it, and now it's one of my favorite sports to do covering with. So I enjoy doing this every day. I hope you guys enjoy the content that I put out. If you guys do, leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, follow all of our socials. Links to those are in the description below. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and until next time, let's watch some good Counter-Strike. Let's make some money. Let's go Liquid.